Hello friends, today we are going to look into mastering group discussion. My name is Rushikesh Humbe. I am founder and managing director of Career Corner. So group discussion is very critical round of selection when it comes to campus placement as well as your MBA admission process. So we will go into the details and understand how you can master this group discussion whenever you are facing it. So agenda for today is we'll understand what group discussion is all about, why they conduct the group discussion, and student always has a question that if panelists are conducting group discussion, what they look for. So we'll take a look into that, how you get evaluated on your GDs. We'll also take a look on types of GDs, what these types are and how you should treat them differently. Then we will go through the do's and don'ts for GD, which is important to know before you participate. And as this is a video presentation, we won't able to take up your questions. So we have some frequently asked questions, which is typically being asked in our sessions on group discussion. So we will go through that. So first question, what is GD? I mean, why someone conducts GD? So group discussion is nothing but a discussion in a formal setting conducted by authorities as a part of selection process, either in examination or a campus placement. So we are used to participate in discussions, but typically we talk about various topics. We talk about sports, we talk about Bollywood, we talk about movies, but we talk in a group of friends informally. Now this same discussion they are putting up a structured process around it. So you would be a part of a group and you would be given 10-15 minutes to talk about given topic. So that's how it becomes different than your normal group discussions. A logical questions pops up in everyone's mind that why these authorities conduct GD. There are two reasons for that. To test your ability to work and contribute towards team, because be it a MBA program or be it a job in corporate, you have to work in a team. So they wanted to test your ability beforehand and understand how good you are as a part of team. And second most important thing is to test your communication skills, because GD is the best way not only to understand how much person knows, but how he can communicate his thoughts. So both of these things are critical. Before we go further, I want you to be clear on some facts about GD. There are a lot of misconceptions about GDs among the students. As a panelist, when I conduct GDs, I have seen them. So let's understand that. It's discussion, it's not debate. I mean, you need to understand difference between two. Discussion is more holistic and objective way of looking at a topic. However, debate need not to be. In debate, you fight for your cause. I mean, either you are for or against a topic, and you ensure that you fight till the last possible extent. But discussion is more understanding other points of view and then arriving your own opinions or coming up with a balanced stand sometimes. The second important point is it's not how much you speak, but what you speak is important. Most of the students think that more they speak in GD, their chances of selection improves, but it's not the case. It's what you speak, what content you are bringing during that discussion is way more important. Your role in GD should be contributor and not a dominator. I have seen the students who feel that, okay, I dominated that discussion. I was seen everywhere. Everyone was nodding when I was speaking, but the idea is not to be a dominator. You are part of a group and ideally you should be seen as a contributor and not a dominator. So sometimes student come out of GD says that, oh, I spoken the most, I was the one who was clearly set the rules for the rest of the group, and still I'm not got selected. So there's no the only reason for that is you are supposed to be a contributor when it comes to a GD. The last but not the least, listening is equally important to speaking. I mean, GD is not about only speaking, but listening carefully. Because until and unless you listen to others, you don't know what are the relevant points you can bring into the discussion. So listening is definitely, if not more, equally important to speaking. So this all about the GD. Let's move ahead and understand what they really look for. Typically, panelists have different parameters on which they evaluate student, but over the years I have been to the corporate GDs as well as I have been to the campus placement GD. These are the areas you get tested. First one is quality of content. I mean, GD, whatever you are speaking, what content you are bringing in on the table, is that relevant? Is that right? And what is the quality of that content? Is it specific? Is it filled up with relevant information, or is it tangential? So all these get evaluated against quality of content. Second important thing is clarity of thought, and this differentiate between information and insight, because most of you have information, you heard about that particular topic, but if you have to sound knowledgeable, you should not only sharing the information, but sharing your own insight. What is your way of looking at it? How much clarity you have on that particular topic? Ability to think on one's feet. I mean, this is very important, and students don't understand it. So the ability to think on one's feet is nothing but reacting to situation as it arrives. Often it happens in the GD that you have 4-5 points to talk about, and those points get picked up by someone else in the GD. So your ability to react to that situation is very much important, listening others and coming up with the new points. So it becomes very critical. Then frequent and consistent participation. Student always ask me when they should speak in the GD. Should they come up early or they should come up late? How much they should speak? Idea is you should participate frequently as and when you get chance, and it should be consistent. The next one is listening skills. If I record your GD, I can clearly show you who are the people who are actively listening, and when they come up with the points, how these points are relevant to what others are speaking, because you are not there participating in a elocution or debate competition that you have set agenda. You are modifying your agenda based on what others are saying. So listening skills become very much important. Then your logical and innovative thinking. Now you would ask me what this thinking has to do in a GD, which is just a 10 minutes. Sometimes you have to think beyond the topic, come up with the points which are more logical and innovative. Think out of box. Let me give you an example. If topic is Kashmir issue can only be solved by war, if you're only talking about India and Pakistan, and which is but obvious, but someone is thinking beyond that, thinking that okay, what are the vested interests of China or America in this particular matter, and how they will get beneficial. So you are taking the topic in altogether a different dimension and thinking logically. Sometimes you need innovative out of box thinking when it comes to abstract topics. We'll talk about that in types of GD. Communication skills are very much important. You don't need to have a flamboyant language and a particular accent when you participate in GD. A plain simple and grammatically correct English is all that it required. Behavioral skills and body language, very much important, because you are part of a setting which is a formal. The way you are sitting, the way you are speaking, the way you are looking at others forms your overall body language, so it should not be ignored. And then there are leadership skills, because whenever there is a group, there is one or two people naturally comes across as a leader, and you could be one of them. So we'll talk about that in a later part of this presentation, but these are typically the areas you get evaluated in a group discussion. Now let's look at types of GD. What are typically types of GDs? First one is factual. Factual topics are mostly reality and fact based. They are based on social, economical and business issues in current or past. So take an example, India is a rising world power. If that's a topic, you have limited room for creativity. You are supposed to talk about how India is doing progress in terms of economy, in terms of social development. So all these are fact driven, and you have a little room for thinking creatively. Then there is a controversial topic. These topics are mostly two-sided and hence argumentative in nature. Example is IPL is just not cricket but entertainment. Some of you may think that IPL is not a cricket, it's just another form of entertainment, but someone will feel that, oh no, it's just a shorter format of cricket, and you might end up fighting with each other during this discussion. But the idea of argumentative topic is not to make it and turn them into the debate. It's about understanding what the others point of view are, and then building up your own views and communicating it to the group. Sometimes these controversial topic goes to the extent of taking the actual controversial topics like reservations, or anything which is relevant at that time. Idea is you should not create additional controversy in what you are speaking. Make sure that you are very objective and very direct to the topic, and not lead it to the different direction. Then typically these are the topics, the abstract topics. You might come across them. You seldom come across the abstract topics in campus placement, but they are very common in MBA admissions. Especially IIMs loves these abstract topics. These are very vague and descriptive in nature. They test candidates' creativity, out-of-box thinking, different ways of approaching a topic. So take an example, a topic like if elephants can fly. This is one of the topic I encounter in my IIM interview, GDs. And the idea is you should not only talk about elephants, you should not only talk about how they can fly, but you can relate this topic to the different you can take this topic to different dimensions. Someone can say that elephants for me are nothing but big countries like India and China, and flying is prospering, and how they can do this. A topic can be a raid. For someone it's a color of love, someone it's color of violence, someone it's like a Marxwadi Communist Party. So you can take abstract topic in any direction you want, and make sure that you are showing a different way of approaching a topic. Then there is a case study where you are given a problem, and a problem statement is given, and candidates' ability to understand and solve the problem in group is get tested. You as a group, you are not expected to solve that problem in 10 minutes, but the panelists actually check your thinking and your problem solving ability. So idea of the case study is, first step, understand the background on which the case facts are being given. Understand what is the problem, and make sure that you come up with the framework to solve that problem. Discuss various approaches or solutions to that problem, and then do a cost benefit analysis or prioritize your solution so that your thinking is being reflected in your case study. These days IIMs also conduct VAT, which is written ability test, where the case study is given to you to solve and write it in a page or a two on the same, but approach is same. You understand the background of the case, understand the problem, come up with the solution, justify solution, and the ways to implement that solution. So all that, even if there is no GD, would be valuable for your VAT round. So these are about types of GDs. Let's look into do's and don'ts for GD. Some do's, the typical things you should do is, first is no brainer, think before you speak. I mean, there is always students are getting anxious, they wanted to speak, they wanted to participate, and then they just open up their mouth and start building their thoughts, but that's not the way. You need to think before you speak, structure your thoughts, and that helps you to communicate them effectively, grab the your group's attention. Start the GD only when you are sure to make a good start. I mean, this is also very critical. There's no point starting a GD if you are not able to do that particular task well. It's a high risk, high return game. So if you're very sure that you can start a GD, then only you should do that. Speak in short and clear manner. I mean, you need not to be like you are in a debate or a elocution competition. Your sentence should be short, clear, ideas are structured well so they can reach to your panelist as well as your group member. Be attentive and show interest when others are speaking. I mean, this is purely a group dynamics. If you be attentive and show interest in others when they are speaking, they will do the same, so they will return the favor. So your presence in GD matters a lot, and that's why I said listening becomes important. Be objective than opinionated. I mean, however strong opinionated you are, especially on the controversial topic, there's no point showing that okay, you are the one who is not open to the others' views. So be objective. I mean, you are not there. I mean, your 10 minutes participation is not going to solve particular issue, but you need to come across as a more objective person. You can inspire others to make their contribution. It's again one of the ways shows that okay, you are conscious about your group. Some leadership activities get reflected when you do that, but when you are doing that, make sure they really wanted to participate. Because I have seen in a GD that you say okay, now let's give a chance to XYZ person, and he said no, I don't have anything to speak. So you will fall on your face that time. So don't plant these things. They should come naturally. Be aware of your body language, the way you are sitting, what your hands are doing, your hand gesture, how your hand gestures are, how your eye contacts are, how you are addressing the people is very much important. Use only valid data and statistics to support the point. Very important. If you don't know something, just don't put the data, because the data typically, if you are known, is a good point that you are sharing the relevant statistic to support your point. But if you are not sure, don't use that data, because otherwise you would get question asked by your panelist in your interview, because typically your GD is followed by interview. So if you are anything saying in the GD, can get cross-checked in your interview. Now let's look at few things you should not be doing in your group discussion. First one is, do not force your points on others. Come on guys, you are a part of group, others have their own point of thinking. Don't use the sentence like, oh, I don't agree, I believe you are wrong, or I think you are not making sense. No, you say okay, I have another way of looking at it, or I defer to what you said, but don't try to force your points on other. Do not use exaggerated hand movement. I had this problem. I was a debater in college, so I used to use exaggerated hand movement when I when I participated in group discussions. So that's a strictly no. Do not bluff or throw arbitrary figures. I mean, there is a tendency among students that okay, I would be a smart liar, but liar is always a liar, and the IIM panels or the GD panel is way more smarter than any one of us. So don't think that you will just carry yourself with your bluff, and typically you get questions asked in your interview. I will share an example. When I was preparing for my GD, one of the person in our GD always used to share something interesting he wanted to say. He said Karl Marx said this, and every one of us became attentive. Okay, this must be interesting. And any one of us never read Karl Marx, so there was no way we could have contradict to what he was saying, and he was confidently selling his points on the name of Karl Marx. But one of the interviews after the GD, he's been asked which book of Karl Marx he said this, and then interview went into a whole lot of questions, and this person finally accepted that, sir, I have not read Karl Marx in detail, but this was my point of view. So don't do this. Do not cut others short. I mean, it looks very bad when you do that. There is a nice ways to enter into GD. You are not there to show niceties, very true, but there are ways to enter into GD. So stopping someone, okay, I heard you, it's enough, you have spoken enough. No, you should not be using those terms. Do not ask questions. Typically when you ask question, the other person reply to that, so it becomes one-to-one conversation. If you have any question to be asked, ask it to the group. Pause that question to the group, saying that I think my friend has raised this important question, and I just wanted to understand what the group think about it. So group will react to that. and avoid as much as possible to getting into a one-to-one conversation. uh, Typically in a GD, what happens is you are sitting at one side. It's always easy for you to converse with person sitting next to you, but it should not be that way. It should always be addressed to entire group, so you grab the attention of everyone in the group. Do not elaborate on one aspect of the topic. This typically happens when you have very limited points to say. So coming again and again on saying same thing, like take our example of why Kashmir should only be solved by war. Coming again and again saying war is only solution, war is the only solution, is not going to help you. You have to build that solution. So these are typically the don'ts which you need to be aware about. As I promised you earlier, this is a video presentation, so I won't able to take a few questions, but I know what are the typical questions being asked when we conduct this session at the other places. The first thing is, should I always start the GD? Not necessary. If you are confident about your GDs, about the topic, you should do that. Starting a GD is a high risk, high return game. So make sure that whenever you are very much confident about GD, then only you should start it. What is best time to speak in GD? There is nothing like that. Only the start or end is the right time, or in between you should come to. As I said earlier, you should have frequent and consistent participation in the GD. How can I make sure how much I should speak? Interesting, if your GD is of 10 minutes and there are 10 people there, as per the thumb rule, every one person should get 1 minute, but typically it's 1 to 2 minutes. If you're speaking more than less than 1 minute, it should be a problem. If you're speaking more than 3 minutes, it would also be a problem. Should I support, oppose, or take a balanced stand? There is nothing like that. If you really in the favor of the topic, believes that, support it. If you feel that okay, you don't agree with the topic, oppose it. Just because there are 10 people supporting it, don't be a one person opposing it. You can always take a balanced stand. After listening to others, if you come to know that some of these points are really making sense and you are taking a balanced stand, that is also won't go against you. This typically happens with students who have the points, but they don't talk about them because they don't feel confident because of their English. I had faced same problem. I studied in vernacular medium, so when I entered in my GDs, I was not being very good at my English, but I had great because of my reading, I had always had great points to talk about. So don't hold yourself, but same time you need to improve your English. You can't just live with it, because the content and delivery both matters. So work on your English. Whenever you're reading, read them loud. Discuss these points with your friends, so that in GD you will feel confident. What should I do if discussion is losing focus? It happens because typically you goes from a point to another direction. Like our topic on IPL is a cricket or entertainment. Rather than talking on IPL, you might get digress towards the cheer girls and what cheer girls are doing at IPL. So the idea is, as a leader in a group, you should bring the group back to the track and help them understand what the topic is. Why fish market occurs and what I do in such cases. Fish market is a situation when everyone in GD want to speak, no one is in a listening board, everyone is very desperate, and in such cases ideally you should not be a part of that fish market, but same time you can't be a just silent observer of it. So idea is, enter in this kind of situation when there is a little lull, raise your voice, enter there and sound knowledgeable, so people will definitely give you attention in this, even in this situation. Is it okay if I encourage others to speak? I think we discussed it earlier. It's a good sign of your presence as well as leadership skill, but make sure that you are not becoming a ringmaster. It should not be planted. The person should have a genuine interest in speaking. Just for your sake, you should not let someone say, okay, let's listen to one of our friend, and the friend says, I don't have anything to speak, so you would be in problem. Should I ask questions? If you wanted to ask questions on the topic, you can't ask it to the panelists saying that, sir, I don't understand what this word really is. You can't do that. It's not considered acceptable. If you have any question on process, you can ask to the panelists before the GD starts. During the GD, if you have questions to anyone, don't ask that person directly those questions. Pose it to the group, so group would answer and it won't become a one-to-one conversation. Can I inject humor, tell stories? Strictly no, because however humorous you are, that would going to create a diversion, and telling story is whatever story it is, it will either take half a minute or 1 minute time. So don't waste your air time in these things and focus on the task in hand. So that's it. We have how we can help. Career Corner is education services company. We are focused on helping students to make right career decisions. We are doing this for last 5 years. I have conducted as a part of Career Corner sessions across 16 cities, more than 273 sessions, which has been participated by more than 1600 students. So be it a career decision, which career to go, career assessment, counseling, guidance, training, mentoring, we do that for students. And these are two of our flagship programs. One is Explore, which helps when you are confused about choosing your career. So we conduct a combination of aptitude test and counseling with our expert counselor to help you for your career decision. We do this for 10th, 12th, and even for graduate and postgraduate students, just to help them that, okay, what is the right career for them. Enable is our MBA campus interview program. It's an MBA admission or a campus interview program. So we help you for your CV writing and your group discussion, personal interview preparation. So for any kind of help, you can always reach us at info@careercorner.in. We are also on Facebook. So if you like this particular presentation, I would urge you to go on Facebook/Career Corner India and share your valuable feedback with us. And in case you have questions, you can always post it on our Facebook page. Our website is www.careercorner.in. So thanks a lot. I hope this would be useful. Again, group discussion has is both art and science, so you need to learn it over the time and master it. So it's like a rule of swimming. I can tell you the 10 rules of swimming, but you can't swim just with that. So practice is the key. If you wanted to really master this skill, form group of students, start practicing your group discussion among these students, and over the time you would master it. So thanks a lot, and we will look forward to having you in our another series, another topic, CV and personal interview. So that's it for now. Thank you.